Welcome to the STEM Pathways podcast, where we delve into the fascinating world of science, technology, engineering, and math. I'm your host, Rohan Sharma, a passionate explorer of all things STEM. Each episode, we bring you captivating stories, cutting edge research, and inspiring interviews with experts and enthusiasts who are pushing the boundaries of innovation. Whether you're a student, a professional, or just curious about how the world works, join us as we unlock the mysteries of the universe and explore the endless possibilities of STEM. Let's get started. Today, I'll be interviewing Daniel Jiang, who holds a bachelor's in computer engineering from the University of Michigan and is starting a master's in electrical engineering from Stanford in the fall. How are you doing?
Oh, yeah, I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing good. So, to start off with, I want to ask what made you choose your major for college?
Um, I say I did not choose computer engineering when I was applying to the University of Michigan. I was thinking I said apply with the intention of doing mechanical engineering. But I had some experience with coding in high school, and I took like the intro programming classes, and I felt like computer engineering is a good balance between hardware and software. So that's why I declared the major probably like my second year.
Yeah. So, what was your experience like while you're at UMich?
Uh, I really like the school. It's it has all the opportunities I need. And I really like the balance between social and also academics. That's probably a good thing about public university like Michigan. And um, yeah, overall, I really enjoy my time at the University of Michigan. And yeah, it's a great place to be.
Yeah. So, I see you're involved with some activities and societies like when you were there, such as the Michigan Mars rover team. What was that like?
The Michigan Muscle team is a student project team, especially for engineering students. I joined that team in my freshman year. And yeah, it is definitely something uh, I spent a lot of time on during the school year. So we compete in a global, like international competition each year. And so we built a rover, and the competition has several like autonomous mission tasks and manipulation tasks. And the competition is hosted in the Utah desert. So we need to build our rover to be able to complete these tasks efficiently. And I think I learned a lot just by hands like applying what we learn in school. Um, and then yeah, apply them into the rover. So yeah, that's about it. Yeah.
Yeah. So, after you went to the University of Michigan, do you do any internships?
Uh, yeah, I did a couple. I think my first internship was at Bosch, which is a huge company, and I work in their driver assistant radar team. So yeah, because I love cars, and that was like a perfect situation for me. And I think I got really lucky to find that internship. So yeah, after that I work at a AV company called Aurora. Um, they build autonomous trucks, and I learned a lot during that experience. I had a great mentor and managers, and I work in the localization team. So that experience probably like made so I kind of know that I want to keep going in this industry, especially in autonomous vehicles. So after that, I so that was my junior year, and then after I graduated, I did an internship. Well, I'm doing an internship at NVIDIA in the autonomous driving team. Um, so it's kind of the same thing, but yeah, I feel like a lot more prepared having done some internship during my undergrad.
Yeah. So what are you doing at NVIDIA?
I'm in the I'm on the ground truth perception team. So we produce data or training data for perception models and or any sort of machine learning models. So we kind of just collect or we do a series of ego motion compensation of which is like doing some sort of sensor fusion and producing like a very accurate trajectory for the car. So with the ego motion, we can like provide like maybe like a lidar a lidar frame or like spin at a certain timestamp. And then the labelers can like label objects given our data. So we produce data for validating or like training models.
Mhm. So, in the fall, I saw they were going to start a master's in electrical engineering at Stanford. What made you want to do that?
Uh, what made I want to do that? I think I kind of knew like during my internship last year, I kind of knew that what I learned in undergrad isn't I still missing some key concepts because I couldn't fit everything into my undergrad schedule. And I also was hesitating doing a PhD, so I opted for doing a master's. um, yeah, so I kind of want to I know like what topics I want to learn, and I know that I probably need to do a master's or like have a or like just have some more classes to take. So that's why I kind of want to do a master's after immediately after undergrad. But I feel like this is not everyone is different, and maybe like working a few years after undergrad would be probably like a more logical choice, um, because you know like like exactly what topics you need to improve on, and maybe your career path have already changed by then. So, but for me, I'm quite excited. So yeah, I'll be doing the masters like starting this fall.
So what was the process like to apply to master's programs?
To apply masters, I feel like it's kind of similar to applying undergrad, but in there are also some different like yeah, it's also quite different. So like for undergrad, you need to write some essays, and it's mostly about like your extracurriculars or some pretty vague stuff. Um, but like for like applying for grad school, you need to be you already have done a lot during your undergrad, so it's more like a um, you need to write something called the statement of purpose. So you list all your like experience that you have done, and then you need to be very concrete or like very specific about what you have done, and what you want to do in grad school. So I actually quite like that format. So it's very easy to tell if someone is making things up or like, uh, or or you don't have anything to show. So for applying for grad school, you need that statement of purpose and also um, usually 3 recommendation letters. They can be from like professors or uh, employers or your manager or mentor during your internship. Um, so and then other than that, there's a couple of more documents that you need to submit, like a resume or something else. But the process is quite straightforward for a master's program. But I know it's quite different. Well, it can be very different for PhD programs where you need to contact faculty beforehand, and there may be some like interview process in the spring or like in the winter.
Yeah. So if you had to give someone who's still in high school one piece of advice who wants to follow a similar career path as you, what would you say?
For high school students, um, yeah, I mean, yeah, because I just graduated from college there's definitely more people who have been in the industry or who have graduated many years ago can have a better like advice. But I feel like for high school students, it's very important to keep an open mind and don't follow and not everything that people, your friend or other people are doing might be right for you. So you don't need to follow like the trend and do what everyone else think is cool. Or like yeah, it's important to know like your strengths, and if you can combine your strengths with interest, I think that's usually a good way to go about it. Yeah. So yeah.
All right then. Thank you for joining me on the podcast today.
Right. Yeah. Nice to talk to you.